What does your mechanic mean when he tells you that your cold start sensor is dead? And what are some of the signs and symptoms that your car is having a problem with a cold start sensor? We're going to be doing this video on this 2003 Toyota Runnix, but it doesn't really matter which year that the car is. This information still applies the same. So the cold start sensor, also known as the engine temperature sensor, is a sensor that gives your engine ECU the information that it needs about the temperature of the coolant that is circulating around the engine. So the temperature information that your car gets from the cold start sensor is very important because it uses that information to determine things like advanced timing on the engine, how much fuel should be supplied, and that also helps it to run as efficiently as possible. So then what are the signs that your cold start sensor is having a problem? So one of the first things that you're going to notice is the car is going to have a higher fuel consumption. If your cold start sensor has a problem, then your engine's ECU is going to be reading the wrong temperature, and sometimes it will be supplying more fuel than it is needed. So for example, if it's in a cold situation, it will be supplying more fuel because it's trying to get the engine to run a bit faster to get the temperature of the engine up. And on the other end, if the engine is too hot, sometimes it will even cut the engine off completely because it's trying to save itself and not, burn the thing and have catastrophic failure. Another thing that you're going to notice is that the car will be having a hard start. And basically what that is when you turn your key in the ignition and you're trying to crank the engine, it takes a bit more time for it to start. So it's turning over, a couple of times before it actually gets the engine going. So what's happening there is when your cold start sensor is working and it's just fine, it's able to tell the ECU the temperature, and the ECU knows that it's supposed to spray more fuel to be able to start the car when it's cold. But if your cold start sensor is not working, then the ECU is not able to tell the engine that, and then it finds itself in a situation where it's supplying less fuel, and that ends up causing you to have to crank the engine a number of times before it actually is able to start. Another thing you need to look out for is a check engine light. Although what I've seen is that by the time you're getting a check engine light, then this thing has completely failed. But those signs normally would come even before you get a check engine light, and you would be able to know that your cold start sensor has a problem. So you can look out for a check engine light, but also if you notice high fuel consumption, or the engine is just taking extra time for it to crank, then you can sort out your cold start sensor before it throws you a check engine light. Another issue you may have is your cooling fans not coming on, and that's because this switch also, in different cars, it does affect the ability for your cooling fans to come on. There are certain older cars, like even in my 1990 Honda Prelude, it has separate switches for the one that triggers the fans and the one that gives your temperature reading on the inside and information to the ECU. But for some cold start sensors, everything is built into one. So if your cold start sensor is bad, you find that your cooling fans are not able to come on at the right time. And of course, if they don't come on, then it's not able to cool down the engine, and then you have a problem with overheating on your car. This last one is just a bonus that I pretty much learned myself because I had a problem with, a cold start sensor on my 1990 Honda Prelude. And what I noticed is that this also affects the way the transmission behaves. So sometimes you will notice that your transmission is taking slightly longer to shift into different gears, but that's all because the cold start sensor is giving a wrong reading, and the engine is thinking that it's in a colder state than it actually is, so it's keeping the revs up to try and get the engine to warm up. So you find that you're stepping on the gas, it doesn't feel like it's changing into 2 when it's supposed to change. But once I put in a brand new cold start sensor, the shifting was much better, and obviously that also affected the fuel consumption. So if you see that your transmission is having some delayed shifting, you might want to swap out the cold start sensor. So then the big question is, what's the average lifespan of a cold start sensor? From my research, it says 100,000 miles, or that's equivalent to what? We can do the math. I'll put the math on the screen. I'm used to using miles because I watch a lot of YouTube videos, but yeah, I'll put the kilometers there because we do things here in kilometers. So 100,000 miles, you need to change the cold start sensor, but obviously these things can last even higher than that, but that is the average lifespan of the cold start sensor. So if you have more than 100,000 miles on your car, then you know that you have to change your cold start sensor. All right, so that was just a quick video about cold start sensors. Let me go ahead and put this one in the car just now. If I left anything out, of course, you guys can leave it in the comment section so that everybody knows all the extra information. Leave a like and follow.